What is up, YouTube? The Old Soldier coming at you again this morning from a wet and cloudy morning here in Robeson County, North Carolina. Some rainfall early in the early hours of this morning. I think we may get a little more throughout the day, and then temperatures supposed to start dropping throughout the day down into the mid 60s. Low tonight, I think down here where I'm at, it's supposed to get down to about 45 tonight. Hopefully it does, and to kill off doggone mosquitoes and flies and gnats. And that's the only drawback to the weather here. It gets muggy and above 60 degrees. Seems like mosquitoes, flies, and gnats just come out in bulk, you know. It's like, But anyway. In other news, I was watching and reading some stuff last night and this morning, where apparently Twiddle-Deeder and whatever you call that thing with the little bird, social media app, and Facebook basically overtly attempted to suppress a story from the New York Post about the whole Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Ukraine thing. And of course, in their article, they posted pictures of Hunter Biden from apparently a hard drive that was recovered at some computer repair store that somebody that worked for Hunter turned in, and they never went back and got it. And anyway, long story short, one of the pictures in there shows old Hunter Biden sitting on a bed pillow, or laying in a bed on a pillow with a crack pipe in his mouth. But according to Joe, Hunter's tackled his demons. Folks, I get addiction. Okay? I'm not saying that, I'm perfect by far and whatnot. I am not. But when he paints his son to be some angel, when in reality he's not, I just, I'd have been better off if he just said, come out and said, my son's got a problem, we're working through it, and left it at that. But, anyway. And this whole thing with this deal with this Burmesa, I think it's the name of the company, and it just, the whole aspect behind the influence that he had and applied and used during that time when Joe was the Vice President of the United States, and aid that was supposed to go to the Ukraine. You don't get rid of this particular prosecutor, you won't get no money. That's just flat out extortion. If you ask me, it is. To me, that would be an abuse of power. All because this prosecutor was pushing to make a case against the company that Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, worked for. So that, yesterday's video talked about how I hope the Attorney General will really start to prosecute these things and dig deeper into what I meant, what I should have explained better yesterday is the deep state activities that are still ongoing in an attempt to unseat the president. But yeah, back to what we started the conversation on this morning here, folks. How Facebook and Tweaker, whatever, are basically overtly trying to suppress the story from the New York Post. Now, whether the New York Post wrote a completely accurate article or not is yet to remain to be seen. But the fact that major paper in New York put it out there like that, it says, to me, it says volumes about the fracture in the Democratic Party. But two, the fact that you've got two social media giants, monopolies, if you will, in their respective areas, just deciding we're not going to let anybody really put it out there. Now, I tested the waters this morning and put it out on one of my Twitter accounts and both my Facebook pages. Nothing's popped back up yet from Twitter and Tweeter or whatever and Facebook saying that this is an untrue yada yada yada. Now, that part of that might be on Facebook, but yesterday I went in and blocked an additional 35 fact checkers. Yeah. If you didn't know this, folks, and you got a Facebook account, go into your settings and then go into the blocked part of that, and in the search engine just type in fact check and see what pops up. You'll be surprised the number of people out there trying to fact check conservatives. And when you do, just go down and block every blasted one of them. And that's what I've done. And this is not the first time. The first time that when I found out you could do this, I blocked over 45 the first time. Then the second time I did it, I blocked 20. This most recent time, about 35. And again, these so-called fact checkers are nothing more than left-leaning communists wanting to suppress, change, alter, marginalize, and demonize those who love this country. So, and honestly, more importantly is the fact that you've got two social media giants and basically in a sense trying to suppress the freedom of the press and the First Amendment, while hypocritically claiming when the government investigates them for such abuse of power that you're suppressing our rights, you're suppressing our freedoms. Don't like it when it's pushed on you, do you? Mark Zuckerberg, and whoever owns Twitter, I don't know. We also see it on this medium on YouTube to an extent, folks. Those of us that have channels and we talk about guns. Yeah, YouTube, I said guns. I'll spell it for you. Guns. Guns. When we talk about that on our channel, they change the rules when something just strikes their fancy. Last year you could do live video on YouTube and show real firearms. Now you do that, they'll take your account down. They'll block you. They'll ban you. But yet it's okay to show a video of what's that gal's name? Hang on, folks. Bear with me, because I don't get into that kind of music, and I don't get into the attitude. That female rapper that's been in the news lately, the one that interviewed Joe Biden. When I think of her name, I'll let you know. But you can plaster her videos all over YouTube, vulgarity and sexual innuendo and this, that, and the other. And that's okay. Other videos they show, where people are beating on kids and beating on wives and women. That's okay too. You have a live video, you show a real firearm and say it's a self-defense video or live chat. Oh no, that's against community standards. Blah 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 blah. It's dangerous. It's gonna tell kids it's okay to go out with guns and kill people. Blah 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 blah. Again, suppression of First Amendment. And so my whole point is that our social media outlets that we use, folks, have a double standard and are full of hypocrisy with their community standards. And last year I posted something on Facebook about the I can't remember if the guy was a senator, representative, or a lawyer, but when he was talking about the 30 caliber clip, and well, that was Sheila Lee Jackson talking about the 30 round 50 caliber, of course, because these liberal idiots don't know anything about firearms or guns or calibers, how firearms actually truly function and work. But the one that I posted, it was a liberal lawyer talking about how people don't need the regular Americans don't need an assault rifle or an AR. This AR-15 is capable of, when you squeeze the trigger, of firing a 30 round clip in just a few seconds. You just squeeze and hold the trigger. No, that describes a fully automatic weapon, and we're already not allowed by law to have those as private citizens. So obviously he didn't know how firearms truly functioned. But again, it's okay for him to post a video there that spreads misinformation. That's the other thing these social media giants will allow is videos and podcasts and things like that to be put on their platform that is misleading and full of misinformation. Again, part of the communist ploy to marginalize, demonize, propagandize, and mislead until people conform to their way of thinking and their way of believing. Okay? Because if they can manipulate the masses that way, the easier it is they can sway a vote. So I just want to throw that out there because, like I said, the whole Hunter Biden thing, that story's actually been out there for quite a while. Just the fact that the New York Post actually did an article on it here recently, to me just kind of speaks volumes that maybe there's a glimmer of hope that the news media might get back on telling a fair and impartial story, and just present the news for the facts that they are, instead of trying to sell their social point of view. Like when the Affordable Care Act was being touted, they didn't tell the whole truth about it when they were selling it in the media. All they kept selling to the people was the fact that everybody would be able to get affordable health care. But the mention that you wouldn't be able to buy health care across state lines, anything like that got squashed in a heartbeat. The fact that insurance rates, instead of going down as the then president promised they would, they doubled, and in some cases tripled. The fact that you'll be able to keep the doctor that you have, no, because you're telling the doctors that they've got to accept this insurance. The doctor says, no, I'm not going to accept it because they're paying me peanuts. Okay? Anything like that would get suppressed. It would get pushed out. It would be buried. And like I said, there's conservative news sites out there that you can go. Like I said, I go to One American News for a lot of things I read, just to kind of keep up with a more level appreciation of the truth. Because even Fox News has become left-leaning. Why? Because old Rupert Murdoch's boys took over, and they are both liberal as all get out. And because of it, you're starting to see Fox News take a left-leaning slant outside of Hannity, Carlson Tucker, and think Mark Levin. Okay, and I don't have cable or satellite right now, but even if I did, I stopped watching Fox probably, it's been almost a year now, when I noticed from their morning show to their mid-morning and mid-afternoon talk shows, things started taking a more left-leaning slant. I just, and well, that, and you know, some of their morning hosts being, how do I say it? I'll let that one go. No, I won't. Contrite might be the word. But playing the playing the apologist role. That's yeah. Playing the apologist role. I won't mention any names of which host, but there's one on the morning that but I'll put some information out there to guess. There's two guys that sit on each end of the couch, and the other individual normally sits in the middle and wears a dress. Y'all can figure out who that is on the Fox Morning News. But I just, you know, even some of her viewpoints started getting very left-leaning and slanted and apologetic, and I got fed up with it. But anyway, another good source that I periodically go to is I go to Glenn Beck's The Blaze. Now Glenn Beck's a little strong for me at times, but some of his other stuff that comes out on his website, on their news broadcast, some good articles from time to time. But anyway, folks, like I said, just thought I'd share that with you this morning, because see what happens if you want by going to the New York Post. You can Google it, and you can copy that link, that article, or you can share it straight from their Facebook link that's on the article, and share it and see what happens. I just wanted to see if Facebook was going to make me take it down or block my page or what have you on that, based on what came out in the news yesterday or day before yesterday. And I watched a segment of Carlson Tucker talking about it. You know, when a media giant like that can start to do things like that, it does present a dangerous precedent. And the fact that, honestly, the federal government has allowed it to happen. So what's the solution? I'm not 100% sure. I guess one is, I could go to the bank, borrow the money, and start my own, right? Possibly, but what would that cost be? Do I have the knowledge to do so? But anyway, folks, just thought I'd share that one with you this morning. Like I said, it just kind of lets you know where even the major media sources, which most of us already know that watch this channel, know where they're at. But I just want to share that tidbit with you. And, Google it yourself, look it up, check it out. I say Google, search for the information yourself through various other media sources. Tell me what you find down in the comments below. And if you've got links to anything that's you think's imperative, put them down there. If I'm wrong about something, put me a link down below showing me where I made a mistake. But other than that, folks, this is Friday. Y'all stay safe. Take care. God bless. And until Monday, Old Soldier out.